Yeah, that was the one against De Jesus. And
Jesus.
Yes, he was pitching really well for a while, and then
Was it paternity he was on for?
He was on paternity leave. See what happens? Come back and you give up big runs. No, I'm just kidding.
No, come on, dead strength.
I know. 248-539-9797. Yeah, Tigers do play this afternoon. Cater Montero on the hill for the Tigers.
Bit of a bounce-back start for him.
Yes. And then there'll be, a little break in between sporting events.
Yes, we have Lions football tonight down in Cincinnati.
Pregame begins at 6 o'clock. Dan Miller and Lomas Brown on the call. Look, it's going to be cool to see. I'm not going to sit there with bated breath and say, oh, gosh, they're going to win the Super Bowl because they look great, or they're going to stink because of this. No, because most of the starters aren't playing. If you do possess the degenerate gene of betting on preseason games, Cincinnati is a 6.5-point favorite, and the total is 37.5, I believe.
Right, yeah. Well, and so the reason they're part of the favorite is Dan Campbell has said, Jared Goff, most of the starters are not playing. On the flip side, Cincinnati, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Dexter Lawrence, they're all playing. For Michigan fans, Dax Hill out tonight, so he won't be playing. B.J. Hill, Brian Cook, Jamar Stewart, some of the other guys that are inactive for Cincinnati. That's the notable players.
Yes.
So I'll ask you this: I thought you were going to say the degenerative gene of football obsession, not betting. But if you have that degenerative gene of the football obsession, I will be watching all 4 quarters tonight.
Yeah, so will I. Because we have to talk about it tomorrow. We don't want to miss anything, and I would probably watch it anyway. It's a home team, but there's other preseason games throughout the week, and I don't watch them all. I mean,
no, and I don't know if if you're going to be flipping around or anything tonight. The other games that are on tonight, there's Green Bay is playing. They're playing at Pittsburgh. The Rams are at Houston. I think those are New England is hosting Indianapolis. Those are some of your interesting games. San Francisco is hosting Tennessee. Those are all going on tonight at different times. But the Lions, they've got the early start at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
What are you going to be looking for?
By the way, some of those games are on the NFL Network, and I didn't realize. I was flipping around the other day, and I'm a very happy Xfinity customer. Xfinity and the NFL Network,
no agreement,
and there's no agreement.
They
better fix that for Red Zone. That's all I got to say.
With the partnership that now ESPN owning NFL Network, how does that even work?
I know, it makes no sense to me because
ESPN's on.
Yes, absolutely.
That's odd.
Yeah.
But
hopefully it'll get straightened out. Yeah, so 248-539-9797. How intently are you going to be watching tonight's game? Or are you sitting there, starters aren't playing, who cares? It's going to be background noise.
I think a lot of people will be interested in the kickoff and the first quarter or so, and then it will be background noise for most people. I, however, am excited because, like I just mentioned, you're going to have some good players for Cincinnati playing. If you're going to try and make a name for yourself, hey, if you're a corner and you're fighting for a spot, I'm hoping we see Ennis Rakestraw tonight.
Yes. We need to see him.
I want to see him.
Hey, he's got a good test.
Match him up with Jamar Chase. Yeah. Let's see what we've got. And if you're able to get a pick on Joe Burrow, like if you want to make a name for yourself and you want to stake a claim to a starting spot or more playing time or just a roster spot, early on in this game, you better get after the Bengals and their Bengals starters.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
Absolutely. 248-539-9797. Who out there are you most looking forward to seeing? Mine is Ahmed Hassanin. All I've heard about is how really good he's looked at camp, and if he is as good as they say, camp, man, he's a guy who's going to, especially with Derek Moore injured, he's going to get a lot of reps.
Yeah.
And we all know in this town we're, obsessed about getting another edge rusher besides, Aiden.
Yeah, can he provide some depth there? Can he provide a threat? If it's Wanham or Derek Moore and Hassanin,
yes.
How much of a drop-off is there between 1, 2, and 3?
Yes.
I think a lot of people will be watching that. I would imagine we'll see a guy that we haven't heard anything about, but Levi Onwuzurike.
You would hope.
In
you would hope
his
so.
return from
Yes.
an injured season last year.
Correct. He's your boy Levi.
Yeah, You remember how disappointed I was when they
Yes,
drafted him.
of course. That's why I say it.
But he's still hanging on. I mean, he's that guy that just keeps hanging on somehow. And this is a put up or shut up camp for him.
Mm-hmm.
Want to see what he has to do. Obviously, I already mentioned Ennis Rakestraw. Looking at the corners, will we see Rocky Sin? I don't know where he falls in the level of.
He's been playing very well, they say, in practice.
Right.
But it's practice.
Yeah. And,
DJ Reed
and
obviously
it's a
won't be
preseason
playing.
game,
Yeah.
right? Let's all play the Allen Iverson cut. Hey, it's practice. We're talking about practice.
Right.
It's a practice game.
Yeah.
I am going to be locked in on the center position, as I think a lot of
right.
people will be. I want to see Juice Druggs, Seth McLaughlin. I just want to see how they're handling more than just, okay, yeah, I want to make sure that they can make the blocks.
I want to see if Seth McLaughlin can,
Snap the
ball
snap.
shotgun. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have to worry. I mean, Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant aren't across from him.
Well,
tonight.
that's true, but he will
have Dexter Lawrence.
He had other games where he screwed up too. It wasn't just.
Yes, I know.
game.
Yeah, we
know.
joke around about it, but he was a Remington Award winner at the Ohio State.
Exactly.
So I want to see both of those guys, and it's not necessarily can they make the blocks. I don't expect them to play to the level of Cade Mays, but I want to see that the offensive line has direction.
Is Blake Miller going to play? I hope so. He's a rookie. I mean, but the way that this team gets injured all the time, you never know.
Yeah, but he's a guy that's.
I know
he showed he was durable in college. So
right, he needs reps against professionals.
Yes, and so I do want to see Blake Miller. I think he should get a couple of snaps, and I know this is where you get okay. Do you want to see Blake Miller with Corby Sorsdahl as his guard, or do you want to see Tate Ratledge and Blake Miller play next to each other? That's what I would do because while Tate Ratledge is, he's in his second year. Mm-hmm. He had plenty of reps last year. There's still growth that needs to happen, and there's growth that needs to happen between the two of them.
Right. Give him a series. And I know, Sewell, he doesn't need.
Sewell's not playing.
No, he shouldn't either. But I wouldn't mind seeing Mahogany play.
Yeah, Mahogany. And when Juice isn't at center, I want to see him at guard. Miles Frazier, we'll see him at that left guard spot. And you might see some of those guys trading in between the two spots, left and right guard, because as Dan Campbell said, and as I've preached, you've got to find the best combination of five guys. Where do they fit? How can we get our best five on the field? And obviously, without Cade Mays, the number one question is going to be, can we get this offensive line all going in the right direction? Can we identify the mic? Can we identify the blitzer? Can we identify protections and match those with any blitzes? Now, you're not going to get exotic blitzes from Cincinnati, but I do want to see that there's some competency from that center position.
Do you expect Dobbs to even play? You think it's going to be Altmaier the whole way? Because Dobbs just got there.
I don't expect to see him.
Yeah, me neither. All right.
But maybe. Who knows?
248-539-9797. We'll take more of your calls and your texts. What do you want to see out of the Lions tonight? Who do you want to see? And also, a former friend is at it again, 97.1.